Okay, so I had a lot of people reach out to me, and they was like, "Yo, I love the call. Like I learned so much information myself. Listened to the call multiple times, and this dude is very knowledgeable, and he dealt with a lot of problems that I felt like I was going through, and that call gave me a lot of clarity, if you will. So he got a heart of gold. You know, he loves helping people. He's actually one of the people that been in the organization with us from the beginning when we started in IM. So we all a part of the same team. This dude is all in, right? He's all in. You know, he's the chairman 25. Chairman 25, he's crushing it right now. And he did it in a short period of time. Like, he found the problem that he was having in his organization. He fixed it, and he went to chairman 25, and now he's on his way to chairman 50. On his way to chairman 50. So we going to give it up to Cash. Cash, bro, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. I'm going to make you the host, bro. I appreciate you for coming on the call. I'm very happy that you was able to get on the call with my team and, just share all the knowledge that you have, bro. So I'm about to make you the host.
Perfect. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. What's up, everybody? Just give it back to Eric really quick. I've been talking to Eric a while now. Somebody who is, every time we hop on the call, we always actually end up staying on the call for a while, just kind of chopping it up and stuff like that. And he's also somebody that's always willing to grow. It's crazy because, I know that, I know Eric makes a lot of money doing other things and stuff like that. And it's really humbling to see, somebody, come in the game with this and remain coachable. Because I never think it's about how much money we're making in general, right, when we're learning something new. So it's like if I got to go start something else just because I'm making money in IM, for example, right, if I go look at something else, you know what I mean, I'm going to have to start all over from the beginning, and ego can really get in the way with those things. So shout out to Eric just for, putting this call together, always hitting me up, helping, asking questions, and then as well, helping me out with my other stuff that I be hitting you up about. So I appreciate you, Eric. For everybody that's on this call, by the way, I'm sorry about my background, I'm about to travel. I just got done with a haircut. My barber just left. I'm sorry, life's insane right now. But, for anyone that doesn't know who I am, my name is Cartier. I'm a chairman 25 in the company. I've been doing this now for about, I would say 4 years. I actually started when there was about 300 people in the company or something like that. And, it wasn't a great journey or whatever. I'm just going to be honest. Like it was a struggle. It was a grind. And, at the end of the day, here we are. I'm going to tell you, right now, I guess the way we're going to be running this, right, is I'm going to just kind of go over a couple of things. And then what we'll do is hopefully I believe that we're going to be doing a Q&A, right? So if we're going to be doing a Q&A, that'll be lit. So after we're done, you can ask questions. And, about the call or anything I went over or anything else you may be struggling on. So just make sure, you write down, your questions and stuff like that. But so with that part being said, let's kind of like kick the call off really fast, and then we'll get into everything else. The first thing I like to talk about before I get on any call is ego. Ego is something I get on every call and I talk about because ego is something that a lot of people don't realize how dangerous it is to your business. And a lot of people don't realize that they usually have one. And so if somebody's not growing, I usually say, make sure you don't have an ego if you're ever struggling or anything like that. And the most dangerous thing about an ego is, again, the fact that you don't know if you have an ego. And that's why self-awareness is very key. Because what egotism is, by the way, what egotism is what you're essentially saying is, I'm not going to look at, I'm not going to look at what someone's telling me because it makes me feel awkward, right, for constructive criticism, right? I'm not going to look at this situation that such and such is telling me because it makes me feel weird if I let them say this to me. So instead of me listening, I'm going to say, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, etc. And so you got to realize, right, that let's just say someone that's not as good as you says something to you and it isn't a constructive way. It's very easy to not learn from that situation, even though you're better than them at whatever it is that you're doing. It's very easy to not listen to that person and say, yo, bro, I'm better than you. So, I'm not really worried about that. And that's why a lot of people don't grow, is because I'll hear people on teams around the world, and somebody will say like, hey man, maybe you should take notes. Yeah, bro. Why, how about you go hit P1K first? How about that? Right. And it's like, okay, the thing is maybe you should be taking notes. Hopefully you know what I'm saying, right? Because that is a true stunt of growth. And, everybody, what they want to do is point fingers with ego instead of really looking at their self and being self-aware. And once you're really self-aware, you'll really be able to grow, right? So ego is the death of all dreams, okay? I always say that ego is the death of all dreams. And so, you always got to make sure you check that out, okay? And so if you have a mentor or whoever, what I want to tell you really quick, and I don't know if y'all see my calls, but I usually go pretty savage, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing I can't stand is that, when people have a mentor and they don't listen. And what I want you to understand is that a prophet is never welcome in his own town, right? A prophet is never welcome in his own town, right? So, or in his hometown, I'm sorry. And so what that means is specifically this: whoever is used to you, if someone knows you, right, very well, etc., right? That's why it's harder to, recruit your friends, because your friends don't respect you. That's why we get a third party mentor on the line, because your friends are gonna respect, somebody that they don't know more than you. And so what my point with this is specifically this, right? Is that you've got to realize that mentorship is the exact same thing, because at some point you're going to be mentored by whoever it is that you're with right now for a very long time. And it's very easy to get used to them. And it's very easy to want to listen to someone that's making $500,000 a month, $250,000 a month, 30,000, 40,000, whatever it is. It's very easy to get on those calls, but skip the one that your mentor has prepared for you. And why is that such a shame? Because this is what I tell people, right? If you don't understand, right? If you don't understand, P600 talk, P1K talk, right? And if you're a P1K and you don't understand P2K talk, then how the hell are you going to understand chairman talk, right? So everybody wants to get taught by a chairman, but they don't want to listen to the rank right above them, because they want to be taught by a chairman, but they're not even doing the chairman things the P1K things or the P2K things or whatever rank is right above them. They don't want to do those things, right? And so now what they want to do is they want to skip all these other mentors to get mentored from the top. And what you got to understand is, if you're not at a rank, it's probably because of a reason, right? It's probably for a reason. That reason is you have not grown enough, right? I have not yet hit Chairman 50, and I'm okay with that. I know it's going to happen when I'm ready, right? Because God will never give me something that I'm not ready for, that I'm not prepared for. And so what you've got to understand, right, is specifically that you don't want to just go learn only from the Chairman 500, etc., the Chairman 250s, the Chairman 100s, or whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're listening to your mentor, because at the end of the day, you got to think about this. Your mentor is someone that is really wanting to help you, and you're not wanting to listen to them, right? Because you're really familiar with this person now, and he says the same things. She says the same things over and over, and blah, 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 blah. And it's very easy to get comfortable with your mentor. And so that's just something I really wanted to go over, because most people do this, rather they're aware or unaware, and it ends up being a true stunt of growth, okay? And my last, example on this is, a lot of people don't look at this, but I was talking to my barber, right? I was talking to my barber, and we were talking about ego actually today. And what he said, or what I said to him was, I'm like, ego in our business is no different than if you mess up my lineup, right? And your mentor comes up and he says, or she says, hey, do this on your lineup, right? This is how you fix it. And, hey, listen, I got it, right? I know what I'm doing, right? He messes up another one, because the barber doesn't want to listen to what the mentor is saying. So the barber is going to continue to mess up just because he doesn't want to say, I'm wrong, right? Just because he doesn't want to say, right, I should listen to this, because they don't want to take constructive criticism. That is ego. And so at the end of the day, you'll never grow if you don't get what I'm saying when it comes to this specific thing. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is home events really quick, okay? Home events. And the reason why I'm going over some of these topics, by the way, just really quick, is because these are things that I want to talk about in an unbiased manner. And then, then we can go on and answer more of your questions, etc. But some of the things that I'm talking about right now are going to be specifically, right, things that I know you need to know in order to grow, right? So I'm not over here just kind of giving a training to train. I'm giving you a training right now to go over the things that you're going to need to get to the next level. So we're going to enhance the rest of this training, right, with as a supplement with the Q&A. Okay, so moving forward, let's talk about home events really quick. Home events is very important, and what I want you to understand is this, right? Write this down. This is, right, a business, a multi-million-dollar business. Okay, this is a multi-million-dollar business. So we have to run it like one. And so this is what I tell a lot of people. Okay, and I'm gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings probably when I say this, but this is the thing. Okay, listen to this whole paragraph I'm about to say. We have to treat this as if we paid $1 million, right? This is what I mean. If you drop this in the chat, somebody drop this in the chat, where if anyone wants to open up a business, right, whatever it is, t-shirt, whatever, drop it in the chat, whatever your business is, anybody. I'm not going to pick on you, by the way. I just want an example, right? A barber shop, a hair salon, a freaking, sorry, I just got my haircut, so I can think of, right? A jewelry store, shoes, right? Clothing line, anything like that. Does anybody have anything that they can drop in the chat right now? Makeup, perfect. So here's the thing, right? If you want a very good, right? If you want a very good, makeup shop, and when I say a very good one, I'm talking about let's get at the top of the line one, not this baby one, nothing. I want to get top of the line. And so most likely, right, what we would want to do is maybe put it in a mall, or maybe put it in a place where it's going to have a lot of traffic. So if it's going to have a lot of traffic, it's going to be very expensive. And since it's going to be very expensive, right, that means obviously we're going to need a lot of money. And so now what I want everyone to imagine is if we're going to have this martial arts school, right, or we're going to have this top of the line makeup school, or whatever it is, fill in the blank, what we'll do is we're going to pay for the rent of the location, or pay to build to build the building, right? Which is still going to be in debt for that. So let's just hypothetically say we put down $1 million, right? We put down $1 million. Now, what I want you to ask yourself is, okay, after you put down $1 million, right, are you going to work part-time on your business, right? How many days a week and how many hours a day do you think that you're going to need to put into this business? And the answer to this question is really simplistic. You're going to have to put 7 days a week in, right? 7 days a week in, and you're going to have to put in probably 10, 12, 15 hours, or whatever it takes to get that store up and running, to get that school up and running. So what my point is that let's look at IM really quick, right? Everyone's looking at the 225, the 325 that they put down at, and they're looking at how much they invested. But the problem is no one is looking at how much the return on profit is. Because if you look at the return on profit, if you go to Chairman 25, Chairman 50, Chairman 100, right? Chairman 250, Chairman 500, let's look at those things, right? And if you look at them, I almost can guarantee you that the profits are about the same as these people that are paying $1 million for their business. The only difference is, right, is that we didn't pay as much to get it started. And so the profits that we're making is about the same, if not more. And so what you got to understand is, right, why are we taking a business and just because we pay $225 and we're running it like a hobby? And so my thing is a lot of people say these things, right? Well, I don't have enough time to do that. Here's the thing. I'm going to be, right, hopefully, Eric, I hope I can be really raw, right? So here's the thing, okay? My thing is if you're not running this like a business, you are going to fail. I'm just going to be honest, just like any business in the world, okay? So my thing is you're not going to come in here and do this when you want, when you feel like it. You have to do this when you don't feel like it, etc. So I'm still on home events, by the way. I haven't lost where I'm going with this, okay? Home events is something a lot of people are like, well, this is why I don't want to throw a home event. This is why I can't throw a home event. Do I have to throw a home event today, right? I don't understand why we have to throw them, blah, 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 blah. Well, my thing is this, right? That's what you have to do because your business has to be open. And if your business right now is grown within the homes, right? Your all of the money you're going to be making is not at the hotel events, right? Almost all of it, where it's going to come from, is inside the living room, right? Home events, right, is where the money is at. As a chairman 25 in this company with a team of 2,000 people, I still go to home events until this day. I don't care how big, I don't care how small, I'm showing up to the home events. Why? Because I know that it's not really the hotel events that just matter. It's the home events that matter, because the home events is where you open up your shop. And if you don't have a shop open 7 days a week, then how are you going to produce sales, right? And so you're going to do it online when you feel like it? No, right? If you look at the biggest wholesaler in the world right now, Amazon, that's wiping everyone out, right? What you got to understand is Amazon is an online company, but where's the distribution centers at, right? It's offline. So if you want to distribute on a massive level online, you got to set up shop offline, okay? So it's not you pick and choose. The answer is you do both, and you do both, right, at 100%, right? And so for anybody that has I don't want to throw a home event, I'm shy, I'm scared, right, I don't feel like it, whatever it is, right? The answer to that in business is that doesn't matter, right? Because right now what we have to do is we got to think about our why, and we got to do what we don't feel like doing. And that is what the why is for. Here's the thing, right? We always say, right, success is being uncomfortable, right? So what you got to do is get comfortable being uncomfortable, because success is outside your comfort zone. So here's the thing. That means if you know you need to do a home event and everyone's saying it, you don't want to have an ego and say, I'm not going to do it because you feel uncomfortable. So what you're saying is, I don't feel like doing this. Let me be comfortable. That's why your business is not going to grow. And so you can think whatever you want. You can have an ego to what everyone's saying. But at the end of the day, right, if you really want to make money doing this, you're going to have to go ahead and be uncomfortable and throw these home events. And what will happen is, as you throw them, right, and you fail, which you need to, okay, then what's going to happen is you're going to grow. And as you grow, your income will grow, okay? And so what you've got to do is you've got to learn to throw an event, right, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and put up that system wherever you are. Tuesday, Thursday, home event. It must happen. If you're somebody that's in your own city, we can do Q&A later. And I'm just touching on a couple of topics, right? But we can do a Q&A later on it. But I recommend doing Tuesday, Thursday. If you don't have a big team, set up shop in Starbucks Tuesday, Thursday. But once you set these days up, you never move these dates. And now all you do is you add onto it, right? And so a lot of people, they cancel home events. The people are not showing up. Let's cancel. I don't cancel home events, not ever. I've had tons of no-shows, right? By the end of the day, the reason why chairmen are not chairman and some people are staying where they're at is because the chairmen do not care what it looks like. They're going to do it anyways. So if you want to be a chairman, do chairman things. And so what a lot of people think is that a chairman won't have no-shows. A chairman won't have these things. Guess what? When I hit chairman 10, I flew out to a state. And this was right before convention, actually, before I hit chairman 25. And guess what, right? Guess what? We were supposed to do this huge hotel event, right? Had a hotel for 500 people. Guess what? No one showed up, right? No one showed up. Let me be more specific. Two prospects were there. And so a lot of people think, right, that just because I'm a chairman, just because Matt Rose and Jason Brown are chairman, or whoever it is are chairman, that doesn't happen anymore. I still get people that waste my time. I still get people that don't hop on calls. I still get people that say it's a pyramid scheme. I still get people that no call, no show. I still get people that throw events and we show up and there's not a prospect there, right? That happens, okay? And so it's never going to change, but at the end of the day, I still show up. Are you going to? And so what you've got to understand is when that hotel event happened, right, the 2 prospects were there. They said, yo, Cash, what do we do? I said, honestly, right, what we're going to do is we're going to run the event anyways, just like we planned. I don't care if there's 500 seats in the building and there's only a couple people in the front. I don't care what it looks like. Humility is what's going to grow your organization. Humility is what's going to grow you. Humility, right? So you can say, I'm too good to speak. I'm too good to be in this position. I'm embarrassed, so I'm not going to speak here, right? I can't believe this happened. But I had this mentality that, yo, I don't care if 500 people showed up, right, or only 2 showed up. I'm going to give it my all because I'm not here for everybody. If I can change one person's life, that's all that matters. So I gave that I gave that event my all still with the 2 prospects were there, even though I flew in, paid thousands and thousands of dollars to go on these tours, etc. And that's what happened. But guess what? That's business. And then guess what, right? A month later, Chairman 25 hits, right? So if you want to get blessed, you got to do the things to get blessed. And you got to have humility and go through the situations where you're going to look bad. And throwing a home event is why the reason why a lot of people don't want to do it is because really they're just scared. They're just afraid to look bad. That's it. That's all they're worried about is looking bad. That's it. And they don't think it's going to happen when they get to another rank. And the sad reality is that if you don't think that's going to happen at Chairman, right, that it's going to. So you might as well start right now, okay? Get used to it, right? Is it still embarrassing? Absolutely, okay? Absolutely. But you need to do it anyways. Now let me go on to the next topic, right? The other topic I want to talk about, this one's really going to hurt feelings, right? I know this because this is something that I have to talk to a lot of teams about, and it's something that no one wants to hear about. All right, I'm thirsty. So this is what it is, okay? Let's talk about teaching trading, okay? Teaching trading. And I want to make you understand something really quick, okay? Here's the thing, right? Teaching trading can be a bit of ego, okay? And I'm not saying if you're doing this, that's why, but understand what I'm saying. This is what I realized when I had a team that's teaching trading. By the way, we got rid of this because I realized how detrimental this can be. But let me go on to this, right? So why it can be egotistical is specifically for this reason, right? What happens is somebody who's usually the trader, right, doesn't actually want to go talk to people. And so what they do is they want to be comfortable because guess what, right? It's really easy to just look at charts and not get denial, right? Not get criticism, not get any of that other stuff and hide behind a chart. It really is, okay? And by the way, I trade. So my thing is, okay, is that I can say both. So moving forward, right, is that's usually what it is. So now what happens is a trader, what they want to do is since they don't want to market or anything like that, they're looking usually, right, they're usually looking for a reason to feel good. I'm just going to be real. So now what they do is they start focusing on trading to say, I'm the trader in the group. And then they point fingers at anyone that markets and says, yo, this person markets, and they make the marketing look bad. And now they're like, I'm a trader, right? And they don't, that person doesn't even really trade the blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, okay, well, let's look at your withdrawals really quick. And then let's have that conversation. Okay. And so again, I might sound really savage, but the thing is sometimes you got to be savage towards ego because people with ego, right, do you really got to talk to them? And again, I'm not saying it's everyone that does this. Some people just don't know better, but a lot of people do this. And so now what happens is they're bashing the marketers. Now, what is ego, right? What is ego? Ego is what it's doing is you have some type of vulnerability within you. And what you're doing is you're trying to use something to cover that vulnerability up, right? And so what you're going to do is if you're afraid to market, what are you going to, you're going to bash the marketing, right? To feel better about you not wanting to market or about you not wanting to do those things. That's the reality of it. So now what you do is you build yourself as a leader through trading. And then what happens is that you start bashing that and you get everyone else to do it so that you can feel good. Meanwhile, right, these people usually are not making any money. And now that they're not making any money, guess what, right? I thought we were supposed to follow what other successful people have so we can get what they have, right? So if you want to get something that you want, you follow what someone has, or you follow the person that has what you want. So my thing is if someone is not a profitable trader, right, then why are we following a profitable trader? I mean, an unprofitable trader, right? So I'm going to say it again. If someone is not profiting, then why are we following an unprofitable trader? Now, there's nothing wrong with growing as a trader within this company. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the company is designed for you, right, to learn trading from. And then, so what I'm saying is, don't we have multiple, right, 24 hours a day, right, of teaching trading going on, AKA go live in this? Yes. So my thing is, aren't these people already making money? Yes. So why would we not follow them? And so what you're doing is if you're following these people, or if you're the trader doing this, right, is you're teaching someone else how to fail to make you feel better about yourself. And you're not truly helping someone that really wants to make money. So the thing is I can't teach you how to get to Chairman 100 yet because I haven't done it. But when I get there, I'll let you know how. Okay? And so what I'm here to tell you is that there's nothing wrong with, right, not profiting, but there's something wrong with trying to teach someone how to profit if you're not profiting. And that's where I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to teach you how to get to Chairman 100. I'm just teaching you how to get to Chairman 25. Hopefully you're okay with being there, right? Now, with that part being said, hopefully I'm talking to a lot of people right now because teaching trading slows the team down. Why? Because on average, right, your brain can only take about 2 hours of learning something like that per day. That's just what we just know that. And so what is the rush for trading? There's really not a rush because if you do 10 hours or you do 2 hours a day, you're not going to profit any faster. I'm just going to be honest with you. You're not going to be able to rush that process, right? You will not be able to rush that process. So what my logic is if I have a job or anything like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on, I'm going to do the 2 hours a day. This is time efficiency. Think like an entrepreneur. I'm going to do the 2 hours a day. And then I'm going to work whatever my job is or school or whatever, right? And now I'm going to market because marketing is going to be able to get the residual income up to help me cut part-time in my job. And now what I can do is I can cut back my hours on my job to focus more on trading, okay? Think like an entrepreneur if you want to be one, okay? Ego does not help you grow. And so you've got to understand this when it comes to trading. Now what happens is this, right? During the day, people are trading during business hours. People are trading during business hours. And so my thing is if you go to Walmart right now in your city, okay, Walmart is going to probably be stocking right now. But you don't see them doing massive stocking, right, throughout the middle of the day. Why? Because that's sale time. That's business hours in Walmart. In any business, it's business hours at those times, right? So my thing is why are you studying? Why are you on the charts, etc. during business hours of the day? That's when it's time to produce sales. In fact, Eric asked me, right, hey, can you run a call for us, blah, blah. I said, absolutely. I like to do them late. Why? Because during the day is when I'm taking in calls to grow my organization. I'm running it like a multi-million-dollar business. That's why my organization is producing, I am multiple $1 million a year because I'm running it like that. And so if you want to make Chairman 25 money, then you're going to have to produce millions of dollars. And if you're not thinking like $1 million business, then you're not going to have one. So you've got to start using your time effective and efficiently. Now what happens is you got to ask yourself, are you being productive productive, right? Or are you just being active, right? Activity and productivity are not the same. Activity and productivity are not the same. If you want to produce, right? If you want to produce, you have to be productive, right? Productivity produces. So activity doesn't do anything. So my thing is after about 2 hours of learning, right, for whatever it is, now you're just being active. You're no longer being productive. At first you're investing, right, the information, your time, etc., into yourself. And now what's going on, right, after the next hour is now you're just being active. Now what we want to do, instead of wasting time, we want to flip that, right, be productive, produce sales for the organization, aka your trading business. And now what happens is we're able to take that money, go part-time on our job, etc., get more time freedom, and now we can get out of our job faster, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, right, we are in this business for the long run. And so marketing is usually most likely going to get you there faster. I'm just going to be honest. If you talk to any trader in IM, they're going to tell you that they're going to want a residual income. And so you've got to understand is you can sit there and waste your time with this on the trading all day thing, right? Or what you can do is be productive and get out of your job quicker. Now, if you want to stay wherever you're at for the next 5-10 years, be my guest. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, right? But what I would do if I was you is do what I'm telling you to do. Why? Because I've already taken that route. That's why it took me 4 years just to hit chairman. It took me 4 years. And then after we went through 3 years, by the way, I was unranked at the beginning of this year. What happened is I went in, I said, yo, we're not doing trading like this anymore. Blah, 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 right? We're going to be trading during trading hours, and we're going to be marketing, doing business during business hours, and we're not going to teach trading, and none of that's going to be going on anymore. That is when we started getting massive momentum, because what you focus on grows. So if you have people focusing on trading during, you get the point. If you have them focusing on trading during those hours, then that's what your team's going to do. Then you're wondering why you don't have momentum is because you're being active and not productive. Just because you're working, right, does not mean, just because you're working at something does not mean that it's going to be effective. Are you being effective? Truly ask yourself that, okay? Truly ask yourself that. Now, the other thing that you've also got to realize is that with this entire situation, you're also de-edifying the company and you're also hurting yourself. See, the goal of running a business, right? If you're teaching trading, you're self-employed, right? We don't want to be self-employed. We want to be a business owner. And so what you got to understand is we are a franchise. We are a franchise. What we're saying is I'm going to pay, right, Christopher Terry, I am, right, $225, and then I'm going to do an ongoing fee, right, of the $15 IBO and use of the products, right, for me to franchise the trading business. Now, Chris Terry is paying for support, etc., for you. Meanwhile, you're growing your trading business. And so if you want to think like a businessman, a businesswoman, what you got to understand is be a real entrepreneur, okay? If you really want to run a business, you should not be the one that is working your business. And so what I mean is if you're teaching, then you're working, right? If you're teaching, then you're working. Here's what I mean. If you own a bar, right, your goal is not to be the best bartender. Your goal is to hire the best bartenders, because the best bartenders are going to produce the most, the best value for your customers. You're not right, a bartender in this situation. You own the business, and you are not a trader. You are a business owner. If this is what you're wanting to do on the marketing side, you're a business owner. So what we've done with IM is we've franchised the products, which is now what we're doing is instead of hiring the best bartender, we've hired the best traders to teach for you. Why are you teaching something when someone's already doing it for you? It's a waste of time. I'm gonna say it like this, right? Every time I spend money on valet, if I spend money on painting my room or whatever, someone goes to me, Cash, right? That's such a waste of money, right? That's such a waste of money for you to have your barber come to you, right? That's it. You have to pay, right, extra money for them to come. It's such a waste of money for valet, right? It's such a waste of money for someone to paint your room. I'm like, no, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time, not money. They're the ones that are thinking like that, not me, right? I'm not thinking about the money. I don't care about the money. I care about my time. My thing is why are you wasting your time doing something that you've already paid the company to do for you? That's a waste of time, okay? So now what you want to do is you produce sales for your business, not for I am, your independent business owner, right? Yo, drop a 1 if you get what I'm saying right now, okay? I'm not trying to be savage. I'm trying to educate you. Drop a 1 if you understand what I'm saying to you right now. Perfect. Thank you so much, okay? So that's what I'm saying. I know that not all of you are thinking like that. That's why I'm here, okay? I just truly want to help you, right? So moving forward, all right, start running it like that, and you will really, 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 really be able to grow your organization, okay? Now, the other thing is when it comes to, one second. Text my dad real quick. Sorry, y'all. He said ASAP. Sorry, I thought I had like an emergency. Okay. Okay, next thing, right? When it comes to hotel events and stuff like that, and just speakers in general and all this other stuff, right? Or I'm sorry, when it comes to putting money up and stuff like that for hotel events, how to run them, etc. Let's talk about this really quick, right? So number 1, what we want to do is that whoever the leader is should act like the leader in wherever you're at, right? Now the other thing is when it comes to money for wherever it is that you're at, okay, is we want everyone to act like a leader and pitch in. And so what you got to understand is that if you want to get a real hotel event up and running, right, what you got to understand is this. If you want chairman to fly into your city, etc., everything has got to be done by you. And so what I'm going to tell you is that when Matt Rosa comes out here to Dallas, I'm the one that has to make sure it goes smoothly, okay? And now I'm not talking about me as a chairman 25. I'm talking about when I was unranked and Matt was at chairman 100, okay? And he said, we're flying out to Dallas, right? Get it ready. And what you've got to understand is, right, is that when we have our events out here, okay, they never paid for our events out here. We did. That is our job as leaders, is to put up money for that event. That's how you're going to get it off the ground. It's not the chairman's, it's not the top leader, it's everyone investing in their business. And so what you've got to understand is, right, whoever's flying out to you for hotels and all this other stuff, what's going to be happening is that they're paying already thousands and thousands of dollars just to get out there. They're already investing in their business. Are you? And so what you've got to understand is you've got to invest in your business out there, because the leaders are going out there to help you. A lot of people think, well, someone said this to me a while ago, why isn't Matt Rosa, paying for the hotel event out here? I'm like, why would Matt Rosa pay for the hotel event out here when he's the one helping me grow my business, right? How are you looking at these things, right? Are you looking in an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset? Because I thought we were supposed to be acting as if. Everybody wants to say, act like a chairman until it's time to act like a chairman, right? But I don't have the money. But I don't want to throw a hotel event. But I don't want to do this. Hey, here's the thing, right? That's just excuses. You're not going to ever do anything successful, truly successful in life if you have any excuses on anything. I don't care if you're girl, boy, black, white, 18, 99, right? I don't care, right? Puerto Rican, Asian, yellow, right? Tall, short, right? Does not matter. I don't care if you're in America. I don't care if you're in Germany. I don't care if you're in Japan, right? The thing is I don't want to hear about the market's different here. I don't want to hear about the market's different there, right? This is what it's like, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares, right? So it's like, I look at it like this. If we're going to make excuses for all the market's different, right? Well, let's just use an example. in America, right, we know that there was all these years of slavery out here with blacks. Yep, let's go there then, right? With blacks out here, right? And so my thing is that what we could do nowadays is look at the whole situation and say, oh, you know, white people are still racist and all this other stuff. And then say, right, well, and me as a black individual in America, I'm going to have a very hard time growing my organization, right? Because, you know, 90 or hypothetically, right, a lot of America is white and racist. By the way, I don't actually think this, just so everyone knows, right? I could say all those things and have that excuse, right? Or I can just go build. And so my thing is that so many people want to point out why something, or it's because the market's different here, it's because the market's there, people are different. I hear that everywhere, right? It doesn't matter what it's like. Success is what it is in the inside, and it's in the inside out, right? Success is not outside in. You cannot blame your market, right? Your market for your success, right? You create your own success, not the market. You create your own market, right? Not the market. So what you've got to understand is it doesn't matter what your skin color is, what your ethnicity is, what your country is, what's going on. We see people, right, smashing ranks in countries where $37 is a lot of money, okay? And these guys are smashing chairmen and stuff. So I'm willing to go ahead and say that we don't have an excuse to do that wherever most of us are living right now, okay? I think that's fair to say. So with that part being said, drop the excuses, stop complaining, all right? Or I'm just going to flat out say, just quit, because that's not going to matter. It doesn't matter. You're making excuses so you don't do something, and you're wasting your time, right? Because you're never going to be able to, the thing you have an excuse for is the thing that's delaying your success, right? The thing that you have an excuse for is the thing that's delaying your success. I don't want to throw a home event. Well, okay, awesome. Don't, right? Now you're not successful, right? I don't want to, my market's like this, right? Cash, you don't understand. We can't do home events here, right? Okay, right? That's fine if you want to think like that, but someone else will do it out there. I'm just going to tell you, and you're not going to be successful. You're just going to waste your time until you figure it out and make it happen. Success is about making it happen, not making excuses. You guys all know that. So why do we get off these calls and then start saying, oh yeah, I agree. Then we get off the call, and now what happens is we start thinking differently and start making excuses again. So that's how I look at that. Okay. Now, the other part of the last, this is my last part. Sorry, I just wrote down a couple of topics right here. Who should we pick? Okay. The other thing is when you're talking about, I got like two other things, right? So when we're talking about, let's talk about placing people, etc., right? I've had somebody say, Cash, right? Why have you never put anyone under me before, right? This is what someone said. You've never put anyone under me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, well, three legs. You have three legs in everyone's organization, right? Then you have a team of, let's just say, 100 people. That's a lot of different places to place someone, okay? And so my thing is that all that energy that you're putting in on hoping and complaining about somebody putting someone under you, you could have just made it happen by yourself. The thing is that I never, ever, ever, ever have asked or wanted someone ever in my life to be placed under me, right? I've never, ever had somebody placed under me ever, right? I've had two people placed under me, and the ones that were placed under me have never done anything anyways, right? So my thing is that you can think like that as well, but what you got to understand is if someone gets placed under you, it's a gift, right? This is not like, when you're, I don't know, like in second grade, you run track, right? You come in last place and you get a trophy. This is business, okay? You're not going to get someone because you're complaining. If you're complaining about someone getting placed under you, I'm going to hit the ego again, right? You're not going to make it very far until you lose that, or you just quit. I'm just a savage on this because I cannot stand people that complain in business. You cannot complain in business, okay? I'm a very humble person when you're talking to me one-on-one, etc. But when it's time to go business, okay, it's business time. Right? Not last place is getting a trophy. Not I'm going to whine, put somebody under me because I don't want to do anything. My mentality is upline, put somebody under me, right? But if you don't, that's completely fine. I'm going to go smash him in 25, smash him in 50, smash him in 100 myself, right? So what you've got to do is step up and stop complaining. If you want to grow a big team, right, do it yourself, right? Do it yourself. That's the best way to do it anyways. Go ahead and grow. Do it, right, yourself. All right? Now, the other thing is on that, let me elaborate. That's a gift, okay? That's just a gift. If someone does it for you, that's a gift. But when you're placing people, what you got to understand is, as a leader, I'm placing for business, right? I'm placing for business. So with that part being said, what I want you to understand is, I'm placing for long term. So if we look at within, for example, my organization right now, I have a big Chicago team, I have a big Dallas team, I have a big Indianapolis team, I have a big Cali team. But here's the thing, right? My power leg, right? My power leg is like Chicago and Mexico and a whole bunch of other things, Puerto Rico, etc. Right? Now, what I want you to understand is that if that's my power leg, meaning most people would think that if I were to sign someone up, right, what I'm going to immediately do is place them on my weak leg. No, that's an emotional thing because I'm not here to get to Chairman 50. You're not here to get to P600, okay? You're not here to get to, right, P1K, P2K, P5K. Hopefully that's not what you're here to do. So why are you placing, right, for an immediate result and not placing for the long term of your organization? I'm placing for long term, not off feeling. I'm not even placing to benefit myself necessarily. So with that part being said, why should we place someone under you just because you want us to? So what you've got to understand is what I'm not going to do is just because I signed someone up, right, and I need to put them on my weak leg, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to look at where they're located. And if they're located right in Chicago, for example, right, which is one of my power legs, then I'm going to take the person that's in Chicago and place him on the Chicago team in my power leg so that that person wins, right? So that that person wins. Not so I win, not so the person that might be in Dallas, Texas, that's complaining about someone, hey, Cash, put someone under me, right? Wow, you signed someone. Why are they not under me? It's because you're not in Chicago. That's why, okay? There's a lot of reasons why they're not getting placed under you, right? Think business, stop complaining. The me factor in business, right? I did this, right? This is what I did. This is what I did. This is what I did. I can't stand. This is me, right? Everything's about me. I grew my team. I'm the reason why this happened, right? I'm the reason why that person had hit that rank, right? If this person would never be at P1K, I built their downline. I did this. Yo, you're not a leader if you're saying any of that. And some of y'all, or if you're saying that, you probably don't even know you're saying it because that's ego and you don't know you have one. But what I would do is I would look at yourself because the thing is that if you're saying that, your team probably doesn't like you. And again, I'm just being honest, okay? I have to help everyone by being honest. I'm not being a savage. I'm really not trying to be rude. So with that part being said, your team is not going to like you if you're only talking about what you've done as a leader. See, what I've realized is that people like and love people with humility because those are the people that they can relate to. So what I've realized as a leader, right, as a leader, was that what I'm going to do as a leader is that if anything bad happens in my organization, it's always my fault. If anything bad happens in my organization, it's always my fault. It's never the company. It's never my upline. It's never my downline. It's never anyone I'm mentoring. It's no one's fault except mine, right? And so once you truly understand that, you'll grow a lot better. So everything is my fault when something bad happens. But when something good happens, it's always the team, okay? It's never you. Don't you ever say you're the reason for your team's success or you're not a leader and your team is not thinking so either. If you ever take credit for something that the team has done, then you're not a leader. You're not the one that built your team all the way to where you helped, you mentored, but who took action? They did. How dare you take credit, right, for people that are doing things, right, doing things themselves as well. You didn't do it. There's no me. There's no I did it. This is the reason why, right? None of that shit. That is not leadership, okay? Stop thinking like that, right? A lot of this stuff that I'm going over right now is mentality, because the mentality of this stuff is why so many people are not growing. If I didn't throw the hotel event, right? If I didn't buy the hotel event, then this person, never would have hit that rank. So I'm the reason why, right? People will literally act like they were God in this situation. Well, the thing was, man, is it's crazy because, if I didn't throw that hotel event and then, hold the boys' door bathroom open, right? Hold that open at the perfect time for such and such to walk in there, bump into homeboy over there. He recruited him. So now I'm the real reason why because I'm the one that held the door at the hotel that I got when he walked in there and recruited him in the bathroom. So really the guy should be on my team because I held the door. What? That's what you sound like. It's crazy. So are you doing this? Some of y'all, this cold call wasn't for you, okay? Some of y'all are like, I know someone that's doing this, okay? Some of y'all, hopefully are like, that's me and I've learned from this. And then some people are going to be like, right, this guy sucks, right? So with that part being said, I'm done with everything I had to go over. And again, I'm really passionate, you guys, and I'm very blunt. I'm really nice though, just so y'all know. But so anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick it back to you, Eric, and then we I don't know how you want to run this, but we can do that Q&A that's coming up right now.
Awesome, bro. Let me get my camera on real quick. Yo, I appreciate you, bro. That was fire. You dropped some crazy nuggets, and hopefully everybody took some jewels from it, because that was fire. That was fire, man. Some things, I'm looking at yo, wow, that's amazing. I needed that. So guys, we're going to go into a Q&A. I know a couple people said they had some questions, and we're going to get them answered by Cash because he's here. We got his time. His time is important. He's viable. He's about to travel. So for the people that actually got the questions, we can unmute your mic. Just drop it in the chat if you have a question, and I'll unmute your mic and let you ask him the question for the Q&A.
They can raise their hand too. Yeah, raise a hand.
Somebody said, I'm new to this, and I would like to know what a home event is. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, we got a couple people asking some stuff. All right, so look, the first person said, I'm new to this company, less than a month, and I would like to know what a home event is.
A home event, perfect. So a home event is great question. So what a home event is, right, is essentially that is where you're you come into the organization and you pretty much you have a house, right? Your house, hypothetically. And now what you want to do to hit the ranks of, for example, 2 and 3 or P150 is you're going to invite people to your house, right? Your family, your friends, people to come support you, etc. And they're going to bring them to your living room. And, obviously you're going to have a TV there. We're going to bring in, our laptop, slideshow. The team is going to come and support you as well, right? And then you're going to have your leaders that are going to speak for you. You're not going to be the one speaking, right? And, we're going to plug in the laptop with the slideshow into the HDMI into your TV. And we're going to run a presentation, home event in your house is essentially what it is. And it's the best way. It is almost the only way to truly it is the only way to truly get to chairman. It's the only way to do it, is by doing that. And so it's going to start off in your house. I've had my own several times actually, which is how I started getting to where I was. and or where I'm at now, I mean. And then what's going to happen is after you do it, you get 4 or 5 other people on your squad, right? And now they do theirs as well. And now this is where you get momentum is for those home events. So what a home event is, to sum it up, is essentially you're inviting people to your house for your leader to come through and do a presentation for, you know, the people that you have that are there. Hopefully that was direct.
Awesome. The next question, I wonder if she's on here.
Yeah, let him unmute. I like to let him.
You'd like to hear him, right?
Or be articulate, you know what I mean? Because sometimes they don't ask exactly how they want to. I would not hop off this call. I know this is dropping already. I would not hop off this call during Q&A. That is not how you make money. That is not how you make money.
Yeah, some people they ain't serious about this money, man. All right, I got Marilyn. Marilyn, unmute yourself. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Hey, we here with the Cali team, y'all.
Hi. What's up, Cali?
What's up, Cali?
You got them up here shook, Cash. They shook.
We're all quiet. We're like,
What'd she say?
I said, Shay said that they're all quiet. They just taking notes up in here.
Oh, that's dope. That's awesome. I love that. Yo, Marilyn, what you're doing right now, that's how you do this. Good for you out there. Whatever y'all are doing out there right now, that's how you guys do this. That's amazing.
Yeah, give it up to the Cali team, right, for being present.
Yeah. Good for you.
So one of our questions is, what are some best practices in developing your leaders, like your core leaders? And what do you look for when you're trying to identify those core leaders?
So I'm really big on what I'm looking for is movement. I look at movement. What I mean is I'm like a lion, literally. Like whatever's moving is what I'm on. Okay, so I'm going somewhere with this. And so what happens is if you want momentum, right? Momentum is people moving quickly. And I gave this in my last training, but momentum is usually it is really created at the bottom. Now, what I'm going to do, and all this is going to lead to what you're asking me, right? I really like to give every question my all. So I'm never really a short answer kind of guy. Now, obviously, this is you, right? Now, the quickest way to growth, everybody, is this, right? So let's just say I want to act like this is going to be maybe, let's just say this is Marilyn right here, right? And so what's going to happen is when she comes in, right, boom, we're going to hop on her, throw a home event, right, with Marilyn, for example, and she's going to pop out, hypothetically, perfect world, right, P150. What we want to do is set P150 in the first 7 days. That's just, it's got to be like that. P150 in the first 7 days, have all of these people throw their home event right when they come in. And so now what happens is immediately we're going to go down to the bottom again. Now I want to answer your question, but I want to make sure that this is also the focus, okay? So what we want to do is we go down there, boom, and we do the same thing. Now, of course, this is not always going to happen, right? But sometimes, right, you'll go down to this person and nothing will happen, right? But now this unevenness, right, it'll still sprinkle down there, etc. Now you're getting momentum. Now, Marilyn, for example, is who I'm going to want to start creating as a leader. And so what I'm identifying with this is just massive action. Is Marilyn someone who is productive, right? Is she someone that's going in there, writing a lot of people, getting a lot of leads, like right away? So if you're moving, right, I'm on you. I don't care if you're you're not a rank. That's not leadership to me. Leadership to me is someone that's influential, highly productive, and someone that's highly coachable, and someone that's highly dedicated, right? Not motivated, dedicated. Someone that's when the feeling of motivation's gone, right? When they don't feel like doing anything, they're still working. And now that's the person I'm looking for. And I believe you're going to be able to find telltale signs fairly early if you get good at reading people. I get a lot of people that listen to the talkers, and they're like, this guy's a leader because he said he's going to do this. She said she's going to do that. And I get that No, what are they doing? What are they doing? Learn to, because a lot of people, especially newer leaders, they think that this upcoming leader is a person that has a high level of energy, but they're not doing anything with it, if that makes sense. So they're like, oh, yo, I'm going to blow this up, bro. Let's go. And they're screaming, but they do nothing. Then you have a quiet person who's grinding, but you're focused on the wrong person, okay? So that's what I'm looking at. Now, what I'm doing with these leaders is I believe in showing them what to do, never training or telling them what to do. So I believe in showing them what to do, never training and telling them what to do. And that's just how I'm going to start building my core with them, right? So what I mean is this is not me, for example, let's just say, again, Marilyn, let's just say this is me and you on the call. This is not, this is not me building you as a leader. This would just be a training. Even if it was just me, you, one-on-one, this is a training. So this is where a lot of people mess up at, and they're wondering why they're not duplicating leadership, and this is why, right? What's going to happen is I'll get on a call, and I'll say, hey, Marilyn, right, what you got to do is throw your first home event. This is how you throw your first home event. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I'm doing the training. I get off the call, and I say, get it done. I'll follow up with you. I go talk to someone else. I come back, and Marilyn didn't do what I wanted, right? And so what's going to happen right, is this. Since we did not show them what to do, we got to remember it's scary when you first start off, right? It's scary. And when I'm going out to different markets, even as a chairman, I'm still uncomfortable, right? When it's like, I'm still like, yeah, okay, let me look. Okay, what do I want to do here? I'm still uncomfortable. So imagine somebody just coming in and they got to talk to people, etc. We kind of forget what that's like. So my point is if you just tell someone that's uncomfortable what to do, it will not be the outcome that you want. So what do? Right? What I'm going to do is, hey, man, we're going to throw a home event at your house, right? I'm going to, I'm going to go to your house a day early. We're going to invite together, right? I'm going to show you how to invite, right? We're going to walk through this together. Then what I'm going to do, tomorrow I'm going to show up really early as well. I'm now going to walk you through, right, how to follow up with them, right? Follow up with them, make sure we get our confirmations for today. Now after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to I'm going to show you, how to go through, how to run a successful home event. And now I'm going to show them. Now I'm going to say, now keep in mind, a lot of people, almost 100% of people are learning from doing, never telling them. So key thing in my leadership on what I'm teaching is I'm going to say, hey, this is hey, go grab the music, right? Go grab the music and turn it on. I could say, now I'm going to turn the music on and click the button and say, because we want a lot of good energy in here. Or what you say is, hey, Eric, right? Hey, Eric, what you want to do is go turn the music on. Because when he does that action, it makes new neuron pathways in their brain. Now they're developing as a leader because you're walking them through it and you're holding their hand. Now you just keep walking them through these things. Now the other thing that I'll do is, this is really key for my growth. I get my sidelines working with each other, that is very key to your growth as leadership. Why? Because if you are not there, right? If you're not there, who is your leader working with that's going to grow their mind, right? And it's going to be probably no one. Now what you want to do is create that culture where when you're developing, for example, Eric as a leader, hypothetically, right? Let's say you're developing Eric as a leader, and now what you have is Samantha coming in, and now you have to leave. Now Samantha needs someone to run a home event at her house, right? But Marilyn, you're gone, right? So now what you do, hey, Eric, right? Eric, go home. What I'm going to need you to do is, if you could, can you please go help Samantha? She's not on your squad or anything like that, but we're all one team, one dream, all right? And so if you could go over there and help her just the exact way I helped you. But guess what, right? It's part of success, or part of anything when you're learning, right, is doing it yourself. But then you never really know something until you can teach it. So guess what? Who's still learning right now? Is it Samantha or is it Eric? Eric is learning a lot now because he's teaching Samantha how to throw the event. So now he's becoming a better leader. So now every time you leave Maryland, wherever you want to go, who can hold it down? Eric can. Now we do the same thing to Samantha. What's going to happen? Samantha, hey, you know what? Now you say, Eric, right? I just want you to oversee the situation. I want you to let Samantha show Katie how to do this, right? And now what's going to happen is Eric's going to make sure nothing goes wrong, of course, but he's not going to help. Why? Because failure is very good. So we want them to go in there and think and mess up, never show them exactly what to do, right? So we want them to mess up a little because everyone learns from their mistakes. So instead of, they didn't turn the music on. Hey, so we wait. You're supposed to turn the music on at 8:05 or at 8 o'clock, for example. It's 8:05 right now. Eric goes, hey, Samantha, make sure you tell, Katie to, we're supposed to have the music on 5 minutes ago. It's not a big deal or anything like that. You make sure it happens, right? Now Samantha goes and tells Katie. And now Samantha's learning and Eric is still learning, right? So who's getting built as a leader even more? Eric. So now who's going to be an enormous leader on your team for his own team? Right? Him. So the key is to giving people responsibilities to how I build my core group. And I'm very big on doing that. You'll notice in Dallas, Texas, we will throw, I'm not recommending this right now, but we will throw a newer member, someone that's been in a week, in front of a hotel event. We don't give a shit, right? Savage, for real. We're like, yo, hey, I know you're brand new, bro. Welcome to I Am. You know what I'm saying? But with that part being said, that's going to be my answer for that. I know it was very in-depth, but I don't like to be short. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. We got a lot of good nuggets out of that, so definitely appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Marilyn, do PJ have any questions?
Give me 1 second, babe. Yeah, that's it.
That was the only one y'all had?
Yeah, because he was, through the call, he was answering a lot of the questions that we had. So, a lot of the questions got answered through the call, but that was definitely one of them that we wanted to ask as well.
Okay, awesome. So, somebody said, so it was Joelise. Joelise, unmute your mic. Because Joelise,
you basically answered my question already.
Okay, so how you hit P150 so fast? How you get?
Well, how do you get like new members that join to hit P150 so fast, like in 7 days? Because like I get the home events and all that, but like for example, like if I have somebody on another state and there's nobody like around them, how can I, get them to that rank?
I love that. Great question. So what you're going to want to do is make that person, I know this kind of sounds, like an oxymoron from what I just said, but make this person more comfortable if they're out of state, okay? And this is what I mean. Now, what we're going to do is I like to do something called a roundtable meeting. I just named it myself, but this is how we do it out here. This is how, I teach my leaders to do this. And so if someone's out of the state, what we'll do is they're going to be very uncomfortable throwing their first home event. And so I don't want to call it a home event because that sounds very scary, right? It sounds very scary. And now, right, they're going to have to recruit, blah, 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 hypothetically, right, by themselves. So what I want to do is have a roundtable meeting, meaning we want to have them go sit down at maybe at their house or at a Starbucks, hypothetically, hopefully a house so it's still better, and invite people to a meeting at their house. Just a couple people, like I tell them to go for 1 to 5 people that will take this very serious so that they can help launch their bit. That's always a key word. You're always launching the business, and use that word when you're talking to them, by the way, right? To launch their business. Now, the reason why we're going to say the words the reason why we're going to do this is because once they're sitting down, they feel a lot better than standing up at a home event, which is scary. So now they sit down, and what happens after this is we just webinar us in, and we do the presentation while they're there. So where Maryland's at right now in Cali, for example, right? There's a whole bunch of people that are watching the screen. We would do the exact same thing. We just invite the people over, have everyone sit down. We make it a little bit less of an event and a little bit more of a business-oriented type of meeting. Now, the other thing is, and then we just do the presentation or whatever, like normal, and then close them out. It's the same thing, but we make it a lot more lax. Now, the other thing that's very important, though, is really how we're getting these people started, right? And so what you got to understand is P150 is, and this is what the training I went on over on the 7-figure mentorship call, right? Now, what you got to understand is when someone comes in, they know nothing. And this is the answer to P150. This is the exact answer and how we do it so quickly out here, right? We pop P150 in 24 hours, like in a couple hours out here, all the time, okay? Out here, it's expected to be in 48. So what you got to understand is this. The only reason why P150 sounds in 7 days sounds fast to everyone that may be on this call and outside of the ATM's team for right now is more so because no one's ever set that expectation. And so when someone comes in, they don't know what they don't know. So if they don't know what they don't know, you can tell them what speed to move, what to move at. You're the one that's thinking it's fast, but they don't know that that's fast, right? So what happens is they're going to be thinking everyone does that now. So if they think that everyone does, the average person, right? The average person hits P150 in 7 days on our squad out here, right? Or on our team. Now what happens is they're thinking that's just average. So you're setting the pace when they come in. Most people, what they do is they don't set the pace when someone comes in. So what pace do they move at? Their own. And their own is a very scary pace. And that's why people think it's, what's happening is they're wondering why, they're wondering why P150 sounds so quick. It's really not quick at all. It's actually very, very doable. And it's actually insanely doable. It's actually crazy to think it should take a month, right? The problem is that we have to set this pace for them because let's just say I tell you to run and I say, yo, just start running. You're going to be thinking to where? And if I don't tell you the answer, you're going to jog because you don't know if you should conserve your energy or if you should sprint. But if I tell you it's a 100-yard dash, right, not the mile, then you're going to sprint. Now, if I tell you it's a 100-yard dash, right, then you're going to jog. So the key is that if I tell you 100 yards, that is what the pace is, right? So what you've got to understand is we've got to set the pace when they come in. Expectation is the key to culture. Expectation is the key to momentum. Expectation is the key to P150 in the first 7 days. Lastly, when I'm launching them like this, I say all of this, okay? I'm like, hey, just so you know, on our team right out here, we hit P150 within the first 7 days on average, right? Most people actually do it in the first 3 days, right? Just so y'all know, you're still part of my team just because you're an IM, right? So you're not lying. So on our team, right, this is what we do. And by the way, I always say on our team, that's key to culture, okay? And so now what we're going to do on our team, right, we hit P150 in 7 days, right? But, most people do it within the first 3. You don't have to do it that quickly, obviously, right? But 7 days is how we're going to do it. Now, with that part being said, our goal is to get you there. That way you're not paying for your products. And now you can focus on trading or whatever it is that you want to do moving forward now that you don't have to worry about that monthly auto ship. So with that part being said, we're going to go ahead, have a home event at your house. And then the key thing is I don't ask if you can throw a home event. If I ask if, they're going to give me an excuse because they don't want to. So if I say, hey, can you throw a home event? Yo, hey, Eric, can you throw a home event? Eric's going to say, I don't think my dad will let me. Now, hypothetically, now if I say, I know, Eric, sorry, you're living with your parents, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Now what happens is if I say, right, yo, when can you throw a home event at your house? Now their mind is not looking for an excuse, okay? So now they're just thinking, okay, I can do it I can do it. When can you throw a home event this week? Now they're like, hey, I can do it on December 14th, hypothetically. Now you have that date. Now what you guys do is you get several dates throughout your team. You have everyone do this with their newest member. Now everyone, you're going to have 7 days a week of home events just off of that, okay? If you have a team of 7 people. So that's how we do it, P150 in 7 days. And then what you want to do is live with that person. If they are in your area, right, what you're going to want to do is meet up with them at Starbucks, okay? Because we want to follow through with them, just like I was talking to Marilyn. Most people, they sign someone up. They say, hey, this is the blueprint. They wait. They don't talk to them again. They fall off and they wonder why. What we do, we sign someone up. We meet with them at Starbucks. We grind them through. We get them involved with the culture. And like where Maryland's at right now, that's beautiful. Then what happens is we go through the list. We help them set that pace for P150. And now we nail it, right? That is key to your growth. If they're out of this, lastly, if they're out of the state, right, or the country or wherever they're at, what you got to do is have FaceTime communication with them, never texting. Texting is the death of your business, okay? That's my answer for that one.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. Now we got another person, which is Sienna. Sienna, can you unmute your mic? Put your camera on if you can.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, cool. What's up? My name's Sienna. First of all, I want to express gratitude towards you. I definitely appreciate the call. I met you briefly in Dallas a couple months ago. I don't know if you remember, but I know you met a lot of people, but I just want to say, thank you so much for your call. Your call last week, honestly, like it was the first call that I listened to like over and over and over, like as far as the mentorship calls go. And that one, it really, really hit me. So I definitely just want to express gratitude first and foremost. But also I had a question in regards to, personal development. I'm huge on listening to like audios, reading books and stuff like that. So I was just wondering if there was like one or two like major audios that you listen to, something that you feel like is really like pivotal to the success that you're having, and also in regards to like your daily routine, if there's something that you do on a daily basis that you feel is like impactful towards everything that you're going through. So I guess it's kind of like a two-part question.
Love it. So first question on personal development. The one thing I listened to nonstop was Think and Grow Rich. I listened to the audio way more. Everyone tells me they listen to it or they read the book, but my thing is he's done 20 years of research. There's no way we're going to get what he's saying in 1, 2, 10, 15, 20 listens. So I listen to that over and over because till this day I still learn something new. So Think and Grow Rich, Building an Empire. Have you ever heard of that one?
The book?
Building an Empire. Yeah, it's an audio or a book, but I always listen to audios.
Brian Carruthers?
Yes. Ooh,
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, you're a savage. Okay. That's the Bible. You want to listen to that about once a year. And then honestly, other than that, for personal development, I to be real, I listen to Think and Grow Rich, especially on the way to Chairman. I don't do it as much anymore, but I was listening to Think and Grow Rich every single day, every day, I never miss a day. Now, my daily routine was the next one. I don't like routines because routines is why a lot of people don't feel like doing things, because routines take the emotions out of things. And you got to remember, success is by being conscious. So the reason why most people are unsuccessful is because they're not aware of their thoughts. And the reason why they're not aware of their thoughts is because they go on autopilot. I don't want to go on autopilot, right? And so what I do is I by not having an exact schedule, like yes, I'll write down my calls for tomorrow, but by not doing this at this time, this at that time, etc., I'm able to be conscious because I have to be thinking, do I have a call? What's this? I want to be doing that, so I'm aware at all times, right? Okay, I don't want to go too deep. So that's going to be that. Now, right here, literally, I have my headphones actually charging right here, all right? And this is really key to my success. This is my cheat. And I tell everyone this, and I want to say probably I don't think anyone actually does what I tell them to do. I've never missed a day of this in 3 years or 2 to 3 years, ever. And it's called 15-minute manifestation. It's subliminal messages, okay? Subliminal messages. And I believe that's why when my family passed away this year, etc., I was able to stay strong because my mind was so strong and I still listen to this. Now, what my point is subliminal messages, just so everyone knows what it is let's just put it like this. When you go to an event or you listen to personal development, what happens is you're like, man, that was an amazing event, blah, blah, blah. And then you leave the event, right? At first you're excited, I'm going to slay Chairman. And then you go home and all this doubt comes in, right? And you're like, oh, I don't know, right? You're not excited anymore. And now you're like, I can't do this anymore. You start doubting. Now moving forward with this, the reason why is because your subconscious mind is programmed to think that. And so conscious and personal development is only about 3%, right? It only takes about 3% of all of your actions. 97% from the subconscious. So the problem is what you're trying to do is you're trying to operate, right, your life out of the conscious mind and not the subconscious mind. And what we want to do is operate from the subconscious mind. It's kind of like a microwave. It cooks faster to operate faster, right? So what you do is you listen to subliminals. It bypasses the wall of doubt, etc. So you can't hear what it's saying. You can't say, I'm not successful. Like, I'm not this. You can't think that because you don't know what it's saying. Now, you might know this and make sure everyone else knows, right? But now what happens is you listen to this, and what it is, it's going to be saying, I'm successful, I'm rich, I love myself, I'm confident, right? Over and over and over. I listen to this all night, and it's completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. I've never in my life missed this, ever. And this is, I believe, is a life hack that no one ever does. And it's crazy, but that one's for free.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Can you look them up on YouTube? I want to answer that. No, do not look them up on YouTube. The reason why is because you don't know what someone is putting in your head because it's subliminal messages and you can't hear what they're saying. I don't want some random person putting in my head, I'm going to kill myself or something like that. I'm just being honest with you, okay? Because there's people out there that for a fact with this specific thing because I've done my research, they do that, right? There's bad people in this world, unfortunately, so don't do that. What you want to do is just get 15-minute manifestation, actually. I have 15-minute, I'm typing it in. I'm just going to be real. If someone doesn't get this, they're crazy. Really, that's how much I believe in it. Just Google it. It's by Eddie. It's like Sagari or something like that. And it's completely changed my life. It's like $47. Start out with 15-minute manifestation. And then what you want to do is you want to move it over to the money manifestation as well. And I listen to those always. I go through all the tracks. So I start off with one 15-minute manifestation. I'll go through that whole program. Then what I'll thank you so much, Steph. Oh, yo, Stephanie, what's up, girl? So now what's going to happen is I listen to that one. And then what I do is I go through the next program after the other 3 weeks is over. And then I'll go back to the beginning again. I'll never stop throughout so far since I've ever started. But yeah, what you want to do as well is move that to your Apple Play Store or your music or whatever, because it's going to come into a thing where you need to download it or you can only listen to it once. I listen to it on repeat all night. That way for 8 hours, because your subconscious mind is still turned on while you're sleeping. Now you're getting 8 hours of programming in your mind. Okay, so I'm done with that whole rant on that. But hopefully you guys learned something from that because it's very key that you do that.
Okay. Can y'all hear me? All right. Yeah. So next question. He's dropping nuggets. Oh, she said she found them on YouTube. How do you get it? Who is that? Do anybody else have a question? Is that it? Okay, I guess that's it.
Hold on, quick question.
Yep.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, hi, my name is Benedict from Boston. And what do you advise on cold recruiting? Because so basically I've been watching a lot of Houghton Boggs and Worry. I don't know his first name, but he talks a lot about like meeting people, just literally walking up to people and kind of making friends and all that. And I kind of tried that today because we actually have an event today, later on today. And I don't know how to kind of solidify an answer. So like I kind of get people say, oh yeah, sure, I'll be there. Oh, interesting, I like what you're doing, but then it's I still have a feeling that they won't be there. So I don't know.
Yeah, perfect. I understand your question 100%. And if you talk to a lot of the chairmen, including David Imute, who's actually personally mentored by Holton Buggs, you know, I actually remember on a 7-figure mentorship call, David specifically said this, right? I don't do that. Right? I don't do that, right? And so the answer to that and the reason why he's saying that is because what my definition of cold marketing and someone else's is completely different. What most people think cold marketing is I'm going to go up to a random person, get and have them come to an event tonight. The odds of that happening are not high. You might as well get on Instagram because that part would be almost a waste of time. Now, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm going to give you the answer to it. What we want to do is build our Instagram. Our Instagram is our business card. And so now that if we're consistent, I'm not going to get into the Instagram. Building our Instagram, we're consistent on that, and we're showing value, etc. Now what happens is I'm going to go up to, again, I'm just going to use Eric as an example. I'm going to go up to Eric. Yo, Eric, what's up, bro? I like your jersey, big dog. I don't know if that's the Lakers. Is that a Lakers jersey? Right? He gonna be like, yeah, bro. Yo, bro, so like, are you a Kobe's fan? Yo, bro, yeah, yo, who's better, like Kobe or Kobe or Jordan, right? Hypothetically, he's gonna say Jordan. Just kidding. But yeah, you know, he's gonna say Jordan, right? And we're like, oh, yo, what the hell? That's crazy. Why are you wearing that jersey? We're building rapport. Now all I'm gonna do is, yeah, man, yo, that's crazy. Yo, do you have an Instagram? Right? Yeah, bro, I do. Yeah, okay, perfect, dude. Hey, let me follow you, or follow me really quick, right? And we get on there, we exchange Instagrams, right? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill down the conversation. For example, yeah, man. So, really nice meeting you, bro. I actually got to go to a meeting. I'm actually having an event tonight. But I'll hit you up, okay? Yeah, I got you. Now we leave. Now when we leave, what we can do is we message them. Yo, what's up, Eric? Oh, really nice talking to you, bro. Really nice meeting you, bro. Hope we should link up sometime. Now, Eric, and I'm doing that to start the conversation, so I don't want to just collect the Instagram and never talk to someone. Now what I'm going to be able to do is I'm specifically going to be able to get his Instagram, pop up in the inbox, and now if you have a very good Instagram, what's going to happen is he's going to already be wondering, yo, who did I just meet? Like, who is this person, right? And now once you leave at the same time, what you can do is, let's just say you don't have a pop-in Instagram yet or whatever, that's still fine. You can continue that conversation in the inbox on Instagram. And that's how we really, really, really like the cold market out here in Dallas, Texas. Our whole squad out there takes pride in how we do it like that, I'm telling you. And I believe that's one of the almost the only ways. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't believe in the other way of just bringing someone there. Yes, I'm sure it works for some people, but it's not usually a lot of people.
Benny, that answers your question. That's actually that's exactly how I market. So, I mean, it's the Instagram. That's why it's so important to take good pictures and stuff like that, y'all. So, any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Any other questions before we let Cash go?
Once. Twice.
Mm-hmm.
Sold. All right, let's wait.
All right, guys. It was crazy. This call was crazy. Like, we went for over the call, I scheduled it for an hour and 45 minutes, and it's just about to be 1:40. So so yeah, we went all the way. We went 5 more minutes to go actually. But Cash, I appreciate you, bro, for coming in, like dropping all them nuggets, letting the team get a better insight of how this thing's supposed to work, get a better understanding of how they can actually take their business to the next level and be able to go to chairman. We got London coming up. So guys, I hope everybody take this information that he gave y'all, use it to crush it, use it to fuel your business, use it to go out there and become a better leader, build core leaders, and then just take this thing to the next level, y'all, man. Cash, I appreciate you, bro. Guys, get some rest. It's late at night. See you at the top. All right, y'all.
Later, man. I appreciate y'all.
We done.